もはや我らは牙狼族ではありません。テンペストウルフです。
テンペストウルフ。よかったな。
我が主。
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Mr. Fox, back in the house, and this is long overdue, along with a whole bunch of others. But this is my review for episode 3 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So I'm gonna speed right through this because by now everyone has seen it, and if you haven't, go watch the series, obviously from the beginning up until this point, and then come back and watch this review. So jumping straight in. We cut to the battle with the dire wolves. You know, Rimuru has told the goblins, you know, square up, you know, build a fence, get some pitchforks and all that, and you know, we'll hold them off. But prior to that, he asked the chief goblins, like, where's all the injured? He wants to try something, so he sees them and he's like, this is the perfect time to try out all these potions that I have stored up inside of my body. And he pretty much swallows one of the goblins whole, and then he pretty much spits him out, but he's all healed. So he's like, okay, cool. So then he takes all the injured at once, he eats them, and then he shoots them back out. They're all healed and all that because he, you know, his body stores materials and also analyzes. So he uses potions that he made in the cave, and he shores up the defenses. You know, he gets more soldiers back on the field. So with that, all that going on, the leader of the dire wolves is like, you know, this is the perfect opportunity to attack. We're gonna take over these goblins and show them who's boss now that the storm dragon is gone. Oh yeah, now that Veldora is gone, we can take over and all that mess. You know how it goes. So they go down there, and the goblins are ready. They got a fence ready. They got their spears ready, and at the forefront we got our boy Rimuru, who is ready to go. He tells them like, we can avoid all this if you leave, but if you come any closer, you're gonna die. And the leader of the dire wolves ain't having it. He's like, yeah, whatever, screw that. Charges in, and this is like one of the most brutal moments of the episode. Rimuru catches the leader in some sticky web because, you know, he killed the spider monster, and lops his head off. Smooth, clean, crazy. And then the other wolves are still coming, so he takes over the leader's body, analyzes it, gets his abilities, transforms, and pretty much he makes the other ones submit to him. Kind of by mistake. He was hoping they'll run, but they end up submitting. So now, with all that going down, Rimuru makes the goblins and the dire wolves like friends now. He's like, you're all gonna learn to live together, and that's it. And they're like, okay, cool. And while that's going on, he's trying to remember names, but none of the goblins or the dire wolves like have names. So he comes up with a great idea, like, okay, I'm gonna give you all names just so I can keep up with all of you. And this is when we find out that the act of name giving in this world is a pretty powerful and kind of taxing thing to do, because we find out that when he gives them names, well, first off, he gives all the chief is like, are you sure you want to do that? You know, it's like, he's like, yeah. It's like, I'm giving you a name. It's not like I'm giving you my magical power. Wrong. That's exactly what he does. So when a monster in this world acquires a name, they get a power boost, and sometimes they level up. And with the goblins and the dire wolves, that's exactly what happens. After he gives all the goblins a name, and then he gives the son of the leader dire wolf that he killed, he gives him a name. And then after that, Rimuru passes out. He goes in sleep mode for 3 days. You know, but he's kind of aware of what's going on. Not really. He can't see anything, but I think he can still hear what's going on. So after 3 days, when he wakes up, we catch a glimpse of a new goblin, and she looks strangely familiar. It's one of the little kid goblins that he gave a name. I can't remember her name right now. I'll put it up on screen, but she's looking more voluptuous, we'll say that. And she's like, oh, you're awake. I'll go get the chief. And he's like, okay, cool. And as she's leaving, he's like, I don't remember her. It's like, who is that? And then this big buff dude walks in like, Master! And he's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the chief. And he's like, darn it, boy, you grew. And he's like, yeah, that's what happened when you gave us a name. He's like, when you, like I said, when a monster acquires a name, they get boost in power, and sometimes they evolved. And in the goblins' case, all the male goblins went from regular goblins to hobgoblins, and the female goblins went from regular goblins to gobelinas. And I would have been cool with just regular hobgoblins too. Whatever, I'm not picky. And also, all the dire wolves have changed too. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So, upon waking up, the chief comes in and he's like, thank you for giving us a name and all that. Everyone has pretty much grown up. And then now this is one of my not this person, but the character that comes in next is the son of the leader direwolf. He gave him the name of Ranga. That's the only name that really sticks out to me because I like him pretty much. Because I am up to date on the show. I just haven't been able to get these videos out. So Ranga comes in and he is, just like the goblins, he is noticeably different. He is bigger and he has a horn coming out of that star that's on his forehead. And he's like, and they're like, yeah, we evolved too. And also, Ranga has apparently acquired the power to manipulate wind because he wags his tail so hard that it creates a tornado and it tears the whole building to shreds, which I thought was dope. But Rimuru gets everyone together and he's like, and he's trying to remember who is who, and for the most part they do. Only like the chief and his son and maybe like a few other goblins really changed like drastically. The rest of them you can pretty much like Gobet, I think that's his name, or something like, yeah, Gobet or something like that. He just got bigger pretty much, but he's got the same shaped head, same goofy look on his face and all that. So after all that, Rimuru he gets all of them together and he tells them like, okay, you all have gotten stronger and bigger, but you need to live by these rules. He's like, 1, do not fight with one another. 2, do not look down on other races. And 3, do not harm humans. And the son of the chief, he's like, why do we not harm humans? And Rimuru was like, because I like them. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then he also explains that like humans also live in groups, and if we provoke them, they're more than likely gonna band together and come back and come here and try to destroy us. And he's like, and I don't know if he's bluffing. Well, not bluffing. I don't know if he was serious or not really when he said, I doubt we'd be able to handle it too well, which is probably true because we know there are some powerful people. We haven't met them yet, but we know there's some powerful people in here. So, and they're like, oh, okay. So then he teaches them after he proceeds to teach them how to cultivate, he teaches them how to farm, he trains some of them, and they build a bigger outpost. They fortify the village defenses and all that. He gives, some of them are gatherers, some are hunters, and then he gives the jobs of pretty much like carpenters to the other goblins. And this is where the problem comes in relative to this episode. Like all the clothes and all the houses and stuff that are being built are really shoddy and shabby. And remember, it was like, we gotta either teach y'all how to make better clothes and better houses, or we gotta find someone. And the chief brings up, well, there is a dwarven city where they got a whole bunch of expert blacksmiths who know how to make weapons, houses, and clothes. And this piques Rimuru's interest like greatly. He's like, what? He's like, for real? He's like, how? He's like, where's that? He's like, yeah, like back that way. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So Rimuru decides to go and goes to this dwarven city. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about Ranga. So Ranga has evolved too, but it's not just him. It's his entire pack. And Rimuru was like, didn't I only give you a name? He's like, yeah. He said, but we all share a name because we all communicate with each other. We all are one. So since Ranga got a name, the rest of them pretty much got the same name by default. So, and Ranga just stands for like I think it was like Tempest Fang or something like that, or Storm Fang, and which I love. Ranga is like a really cool character, and like he reminds me of like the dogs that I have at my grandma's house. He's really loyal to his master and all that. So, and then he states, he's like, you and all the dire wolves evolved, and he's like, yes. He said, but we are not dire wolves anymore. And I thought this was like the dopest part of that whole like everyone getting a name thing. He's like, we are no longer dire wolves, we are Tempest wolves. I love it. I love that part so much. I was like, that is dope. And you know, he's acquired Tempest wolves. You would think they control wind. They kind of do. We haven't really seen them in action. All I know is whenever Ranga gets really happy and he starts to wag his tail, he creates tornadoes. And it blows Rimuru down, you know, away and all that, because he's, you know, he's small. He's just a slime. I mean, that's the episode. I mean, it ends with Rimuru, Ranga, the chief's son, Gobet, and the that Gobelina that was there when he woke up, and 4 other Tempest wolves. They're all going to the Dwarven city and all that. So you know, that's where it ends. All in all, I'm really digging this show. It's really fun. I just love the RPG aspect of it. I'm a really huge fan of RPGs. Like that is like my bread and butter. Like RPGs, MMORPGs, and FPSs. Like those are the games that give me the most. More so RPGs nowadays that I'm getting older, because I'm not that good at FPS. I play, but I'm garbage. So if you whenever I start doing live streams or Twitch and all that, you'll see when I play them. But you know, that's the rundown. I love the episode. Love this show. Can't wait. I found out that it's 24 episodes, which is freaking amazing. And after this show is over, I'm going to go read the light novel, like straight out. Like wherever this ends, I'm reading it straight out. I don't care if they announce season 2, which I hope they do, because I think this show is glorious. All the shows for this season have been amazing. But you know, that's enough talking. With all that being said, do the stuff that I normally tell you to do. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and all that. And this is your boy Fox.